But let's see where it goes with this.
In the name of our sovereign Father, go on.
Whoa! What? He's throwing gang signs? I don't want to get shot up throwing gang signs. Holy fuck! What is he doing? Whoa, what is up, heathens? How are you guys doing today? I hope that you're doing awesome, because I'm doing awesome. And even though we've got some really dumb shit that we're going to be watching tonight, it's still going to be fairly awesome. Seriously, though, we're going to be watching some climate change people tonight, and I hope that you guys have fun watching it.
Global warming and climate change is a hoax.
Sold. I'm sold already. Sorry, guys. I'm sold already. I just have to believe it. This guy has declared that it's a hoax. No evidence needed, guys. Let's go home. Good work, people.
By the New World Order, whom owns Hollywood. Without a
They own Hollywood.
Let me see if I can understand this correctly.
Okay.
Now, the Earth is as a magnet, is it not? Therefore, we have quantum magnetic physics.
Okay.
We would have quantum physics.
All right.
We have a gravitational pull, and we have an Earth orbiting a sun. And we know that the sun is actually growing in mass, and within the Earth's orbit, there's a gradual descension. Most scientists believe...
Okay, hold on. So, basically, the Earth is moving closer to the sun? Is that what he's talking about? Now, the Earth revolves around the sun, and it gets closer at some points during the year, and then it's farther away from it at other points in the year. So, I mean, don't sit there and act like the Earth is kind of like a man-made satellite that's revolving around the Earth, right? You see, basically, with man-made satellites, they're in just enough of an orbit so that it's basically like they're falling really slow. That's why some satellites, it'll take years and years, but they eventually fall out of the sky, and they actually plan, like before the satellite's even up there, you can calculate exactly how long it's going to take for it to actually get to the point where it's going to free fall to Earth. That's not how the sun and the planets revolving around it work. Like, it's not like one day we're just going to free fall into the sun at all. That's not how physics or science works. And also, I don't get your logic there. Like, the Earth is a giant magnet, you see, and then we have quantum fields, and that means we have a quantum theory, and then we have quarks and quasars that are inside our magnetic field, and the sun's getting bigger. It just sounds like you're throwing out a whole bunch of science terms that you heard on some kind of Discovery Channel special, and you think you're some kind of climate scientist now.
That within 7 billion years, the Earth will be swallowed by the sun.
Okay, this guy's listened to Gary Johnson way too much. And just so you know, this isn't years old. Obviously, this was uploaded this month, in November. So it's not like this guy is in years past. This guy is right now. So I think that he's really taking a play out of Gary Johnson's book, as in, the sun is gonna just get bigger and bigger and swallow us whole. Anyways, who gives a fuck about climate change? Okay. Yeah, but we're probably going to be extinct before that even happens. And how about we worry about the shit right now? In Miami, Florida, every time there's a full moon out, the streets flood. That's because the seas have risen several, almost 100 millimeters. And like, that may not seem like much, but it actually is. That's a whole lot. It's enough to actually flood the streets of Miami whenever there's a full moon out. And in case you're out there and you don't know, yes, the moon does affect the waves, because when the moon is closer to the Earth, then the gravitational forces on the waters of our Earth are greater, and so that's going to cause a high tide and low tides and everything. That's how low tide. You know the Bill O'Reilly thing: tide goes in, tide goes out. Can't fucking explain that. Yes, Bill, we can with science and the fucking moon. But that's the explanation for that. But that is how we can see climate change in our everyday lives is by that. Also, there is the percentage of the ice that is covering the South Pole. Of course, it fluctuates every year, but there's you can actually look up graphs. This trend right here, you see the red line that's supposed to represent 2016? It's going the opposite direction that it should be fucking going. Like, it is going down. Like, it is severely down. This is the amount of global sea ice that's out there. Like if we don't, like it's always been in that other range, and now it's not, and we're seeing adverse weather conditions. This isn't just something that scientists are pulling out of their ass.
How could there not be global warming?
Okay, so he says that there is global warming, but he doesn't think that it's man-made, I guess, because apparently we're falling into the sun.
Climate change. This is how New World Order operates in Hollywood. They have an agenda. Their agenda includes a world tax on carbon.
Okay, so basically, the New World Order needs to have a carbon tax for some reason. Like, I don't like. Do you think that they like why the carbon tax? Like, why that in general? Why not the asshole tax or the I have a vagina tax or the I have a dick tax? Like, you could have any certain kind of tax that you want to. Like, why does it have to be carbon? Neil Ali, the greenhouse effects is behind the warming, and greenhouse gases is behind it. True, but you see, here's the thing, is that we need the greenhouse effect and we need greenhouse gases. But you see, we need that perfect balance. You know how the Earth's in a Goldilocks zone around the sun? The Earth's, the Earth's atmosphere and heat and everything like that, that's also needs to be in a certain Goldilocks zone. So, there's that. But let's see where it goes with this.
In the name of our sovereign Father, go on.
Whoa, what? He's throwing gang signs? I don't want to get shot up throwing gang signs. Holy fuck, what is he doing? Holy Father, what? Hold on. Let's go back before he started throwing gang signs.
In the name of our sovereign Father, Gomandori.
What?
Dominator flow, messenger of sovereign princeps, Jesus, Prophet Muhammad.
Jesus, Prophet Muhammad. What the fuck is he on? What is he saying at this point? He's like throwing up this, which is the game in high school that you throw, and like if somebody sees it, you got to punch them in the face, So I mean, he's throwing this. Is he wanting to punch everybody in the face? He's throwing this thing. It's like, all right, here's the nominee patron. Blah 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 blah. I'm punching you in the face when I see you next time. Yes, exactly, Casey. Hard left. Like, seriously, a hard left. like he comes out of nowhere with this.
In the name of our sovereign Father.
In the name of our sovereign Father. Okay.
In the name of our sovereign Father. Gomandori, Dominator flow, messenger of sovereign princeps, Jesus, Prophet Muhammad, the angels, the saints, and intercession on us, the Holy Spirit, Paracletus. Amen. I say to you.
What? What kind of fucking prayer was that? Like, you think that he's gonna sit down at Thanksgiving dinner and he's gonna throw the gang sign of Jesus Christ up and he's gonna be like, in the name of our sovereign Father, ad nomine Patre, et the Fili, et the Sancte, after the
Illuminati, all through your body. The blows like a 12-gauge shot. Feel me?
Yeah. after the dote. I'm sorry. I'm gonna have to bust out laughing. Like, can you do that again, please? I didn't hear all of it. Alright, so that's it for NWO Crazy Ass. Here, the next guy that we have is a guy that apparently prepared a speech for his local city council, maybe? I'm not sure.
Good morning, and thank you for allowing me to speak at this town meeting.
Okay, it's a town meeting. Let's see what you got.
I'm here to discuss a startling hoax that has extended into students' curriculums, the presidential debates, interest groups, and our government. It's something perpetuated by scientists and everyday citizens alike. This issue is, of course, climate change. I was slightly hesitant to come out and speak tonight, seeing as this is a touchy issue to say the least, but I find myself constantly startled at the continuous and unrefuted argument that climate change exists.
Okay. So he's upset at the fact that climate change exists, okay? I can understand that, especially man-made climate change. And just to kind of deviate a little bit for a second, here's basically a rough overview. Now, all of you out there that, really know your shit when it comes to climate science, I'm doing a very, very brief overview of it. Basically, we have, like I said before, greenhouse gases and this greenhouse effect. Basically, these greenhouse gases help trap heat inside of our atmosphere so that we can flourish here on Earth. If we don't have enough greenhouse gases in our atmosphere, then we don't trap enough heat and we die of it being too cold. We have too much greenhouse gases in our atmosphere, then we're going to burn the fuck up. And so basically at the advent of the industrial period, when we started burning a lot of coal and whatnot, we started releasing a lot of CO2 into the atmosphere. This is a lot of more added CO2 than would have been naturally produced. Now, over the course of hundreds of years, we're going to be adding a whole lot more and a whole lot more. We've already added way more than twice the amount of carbon dioxide that existed prior to the industrial period. We're over 400 parts per million right now. So basically, we have all these greenhouse gases that are filling up our atmosphere and trapping more and more heat. Well, if we're trapping more and more heat, then we're going to see, of course, global warming, right? It's not always, warming that happens. It's what it should really be is extreme climate that we should see. And that is exactly what we do see. Not only do we have the sea ice that is melting and not reforming fast enough because it is warmer. Right now, down in the Arctic regions, it's actually about 25 degrees hotter than it was in past years. That's causing not so much ice to form around down there. And then you have like I said, these extreme weather conditions, more violent hurricanes and tornadoes. You have flooding that happens on coastal cities, which we're already seeing. We're seeing all these extreme weather events because our atmosphere is heated, where we have way more carbon dioxide and other greenhouse gases in our atmosphere that's trapping a lot more heat. So, just like with the lead epidemic in the 60s and 70s, which I will say, plenty of people denied that we were adding lead to the environment then, we are adding carbon dioxide to our atmosphere and we're causing the heating. It's very logical. Sorry I went on a rant there.
The cold winters up north, the vitality of carbon to living things, and the existence of greenhouse gases before human life on Earth that contribute to the fact that climate change is not real. Global warming can be defined as an increase in temperature globally, but it doesn't take a meteorologist to see that temperatures in the winter have definitely been cold. If you examine the weather patterns in the northern USA like I did, you can absolutely see that it still gets very cold in the winter, which proves global warming is false.
Oh, okay. So basically, it still gets cold. Therefore, global warming or global climate change isn't a thing. Really? Seriously, climate change isn't just the fucking thermometer on your back door there, bud. I don't see how you can honestly say that, it still gets cold, therefore climate... that's what that one senator did. He brought in a snowball and was like, look, climate change ain't real, that's a snowball.
Of national attention, in case we have forgotten, because we keep hearing that 2014 has been the warmest year on record, I asked the chair, you know what this is? It's a snowball, and that's just from outside here. So it's very, very cold out, very unseasonal. So here, Mr. President, catch this. Mm-hmm.
That's the wrong number!
In addition, in Canada, it can even get down to negative 40 degrees Fahrenheit in times during the winter. Because of these frigid temperatures and their environmental implications, you can see why the theory of global warming is flawed. Another issue that's been brought up at this town meeting was the question of carbon dioxide releases and its relation to global warming. So, why is this wrong? Well, one of the most interesting things about this is actually that there are traces of carbon in most living things. In fact, it's one of the atoms that is included in the structure of life, along with hydrogen, nitrogen, oxygen, phosphorus, and sulfur, making up the atmosphere and various organic compounds. Due to that and its ability to bond with nearly anything because of its neutrality, Carbon is absolutely vital to the creation of living things. The main argument about global warming that the opposition presents questions our lifestyle and the releases of methane, carbon dioxide, or water vapor that results from it. While an interesting debate, I must stress that this cannot be something we fall prey to.
All prey to. Okay, listen, like this is what I was talking about in my really boring lecture part. Yes, carbon dioxide is very important to our atmosphere. All the gases in our atmosphere are important to the atmosphere. It's kind of like eating cake. Like, you don't sit down and sheet cake in front of one person and be like, here you go, here's the whole cake. Eat the whole cake right now. You know it's good, it tastes great. You're not going to get tired of it by like the third or fourth piece because it's so chock full of sugar that you're going to be shitting out goddamn frosted flakes or something. You don't sit down and like have like a huge amount of cake. Just like you don't want a fuck ton of carbon dioxide and other greenhouse gases in our atmosphere because it's going to trap heat and burn us alive. Seriously, you didn't even research shit when you talked when you started to make this video.
First, these chemicals have always existed in our atmosphere, so why all of a sudden are they pollutants? I mean, the other day I was in New York City for a business trip and I heard some people talking this, particularly the smog in the city, and there were honestly so many noises around me that you couldn't possibly claim climate change isn't real. It's honestly distasteful that anyone continues to perpetuate this sham. I obviously can't talk about every change in the atmosphere, seeing as I don't have a background in meteorology, but
Okay, so he admits that he doesn't have a background in meteorology. Okay, he admits that. But yet, he thinks that he knows enough to disprove what 99% of studies and scientists believe about climate change, providing no kind of actual academic information on it, like not even in an official sense. Like, I would take it seriously if he had some kind of data to show that there was no correlation between our release of carbon dioxide and the rise of carbon dioxide, considering what it does. Like, I would seriously consider his proposal there. Of course, I'm not like the College of Sciences or anything like that, or not College of Sciences, sorry. It got cold is basically his thing, yeah.
But I couldn't sit back any longer and watch as lie after lie was spread. The evidence that climate change isn't real continues to grow and grow, and so much money is poured into solving global warming when it doesn't even exist in the first place.
But it does. I mean, we see the effects every day of global warming. Like I said, the sea ice is not refreezing as fast. You see that in the graphs that we have. You can see it in time-lapse video of the ice caps. And that's a really big deal. Like, people think that it's not a big deal. Like, the oceans having a base temperature rising of half a degree. Like, to them, that's not a big deal because, you know, they have such a small scale to really base shit on that they don't care.
If you don't want your kids living in an era of economic crisis because of this hoax, then you've got to act. Go out and vote.
Okay, with the amount that we're spending on military and everything like that, like, we don't have to worry about climate science like causing an economic crisis. There are plenty of other parts of the U.S.'s budget that are fuckered enough to really fuck us in the ass really, really good. Especially even at a local level. Like, I don't even know where the fuck you are, but even at a local level, people aren't looking into it enough. We actually need more people looking into it. You live on a coastal city, my guess is that by the end of this century, if your descendants are still living in there, they're going to be under fucking water. Because guess what? You deny climate change. Especially if you deny man-made climate change. Because if it's man-made, then we can fucking stop it. But, you know, we've got a president in power now that doesn't believe in climate change. He's going to fuck us in the ass royally with, he's already doing it with his appointments. It's just all fuckered. But you've got guys like this who think that it's fake. Because of what? Oh, it gets cold outside. Do some fucking research.
Speak out against those perpetuating this abhorrent and farcical claim. As always, remember to check others' facts when talking about climate change.
Oh, yeah, but you presented no facts whatsoever in your goddamn video here.
A very wise man named Donald Trump once tweeted,
"Oh, hell no! Hard left!" I did not see that coming. As a wise man, Donald Trump once said, "Holy fuck!" Oh, man, that's a good one.
This very expensive global warming bullshit has to stop. Our planet is freezing, record low temps, and our global warming scientists are stuck in ice. It would do you well to remember that. Thanks for having me.
Just want to take a second and let everybody know that no, Donald Trump is not a wise man. I think that even Donald Trump would admit that he's not a fucking wise man, especially on the portion of climate change. I mean, honestly, he's upset by thespians making fun of him on TV and on a Broadway stage, and that wasn't even him. He was he was surrogately angered over a Hamilton crew saying, "Hey, treat us like Americans. Don't be a dick." He's a wise man. He's a wise man that sits on his gold toilet and he tweets out. And whenever something pisses him off, he just gets on that Twitter. It's like, "Oh, fuck you, libtard. Fuck you. I'll sick my Twitter people on you." I appreciate everybody joining me tonight. And don't forget our sovereign father, the Illuminati, the third eagle of the eye of the Illuminati Sum Nominus Dei. See y'all later.